When doing a nail trim, it's best to gather all the supplies you're going to need before beginning. You will need trimmers, a way to stop the bleeding if you cut the quick of the nail, restraint devices that may be needed, including a muzzle or a towel for cats, and treats if you're going to be using them for distraction. There are several different types of nail clippers or trimmers that can be used on dogs depending on the size of the dog and their nails. These clippers for small and large dogs vary in size, but they look similar and they're going to work in the same way. Resco trimmers are a guillotine-style nail trimmer. These are to be used with extreme caution on animals with thick nails, and we must always be aware that they can rip an animal's nail off if they're not used correctly. They are not recommended for nail trim beginners or for animals that are not considered an easy nail trim. Start with as little restraint as you can get away with and progress if you need to based upon the dog and their behavior. Many dogs will respond well to nail trimmings if you give them treats to eat while you trim the nails. Treats that take longer to eat will work best, things like peanut butter or cheese. But if you are using treats, make sure to check with the owner before offering them to make sure that the dog is not on a special diet or does not have allergies. Also, check any human food for ingredients that would be dangerous for dogs, for example, xylitol in peanut butter. Try to keep them in a comfortable position. For most dogs, that will be standing with their feet on the floor or the table, but this can be done with them sitting or lying sternal as well. A non-slip surface will also make them feel more comfortable and will be easier for you. However, more reactive dogs may be needed in lateral recumbency. Depending on the dog and how nervous they are, it may be worth having the vet talk to the owners about some sedation at home prior to the visit. It is not worth stressing the dog or putting the veterinary team in danger if it can be avoided. Trim the tip of the nail, avoiding the quick, which is where the nerve and the blood supply are. Some dogs have clear nails, which will make this much easier. Others will have dark nails, which means determining where that quick is will be more difficult. If in doubt, take a little of the nail off at a time. You can always go back and take more. But once you've cut the nails quick, the dog is going to be more fearful and you now have bleeding to stop. Remember, the longer the nail, the longer the quick is going to be. Take a look at the nail after each trim. If you get a dry, grayish white colored material, you can take a little more off. Once you get near the quick, you will see a small circle and the nail will start to seem like softer tissue. That is going to be where you need to stop. A Dremel can also be used to file the nail down, but the sound can agitate a fearful dog. When working with an animal that you don't know in a veterinary practice, it's best not to use something noisy if you don't know how the animal will react. There are several different products that can be used to stop the bleeding, including silver nitrate sticks or styptic powders if the quick is cut and the dog's nail begins to bleed. These should be gathered at the beginning with the nail trimmers and other supplies, just in case they are needed. They are close at hand. Keep in mind that silver nitrate sticks may sting and they will stain the floors and the counters. There are several types of nail clippers or trimmers that can be used on cats. There are trimmers that are made specifically for cats, or you can use something made for a small dog. Human nail clippers often work well on cat nails as well. Because cats have retractable claws, it is first necessary to learn how to extend them. This can easily be done with gentle pressure on the cat's paw pads. Cats don't like to be held down with a lot of restraint and force, and they will actually fight that more than they will the actual procedure. So start with as little restraint as you can get away with and progress if you need to based upon the cat's behavior. Just like dogs, treats may be a good distraction for cats during those nail trims. Taking a closer look here, we are going to start by extending the nail with gentle pressure on the paw pads. Trim the clear, sharp tip, avoiding the quick. When in doubt, just take a little at a time. You can always go back and take more. Just like with dogs, once you have quicked the nail, they are going to be more fearful and they will bleed. Like dogs, a Dremel can be used, but cats are even more sensitive to noises than dogs are, and this can make an anxious cat even more fearful.